KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
It's time for Wasatch High School boys lacrosse quarterfinals of the 5A state tournament. We're down at Northridge High School, just a few minutes away from the opening face-off. Tyler Moss and Tyler Baird on the air here with you today. We appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday afternoon, and this is going to be a fun one, Ty. This is our first year doing Wasatch High School lacrosse, and what a great year to start. This boys lacrosse team is really, really good, very competitive, a lot of firepower coming into the state tournament, and this is kind of the peak. They got to the quarterfinals last year. They have goals to move beyond this point and have their sights set really high this year, and this is the big giant that they need to get through. They will be the underdog, but not a significant underdog in this one, Tyler. A 5 seed taking on a 4 seed, Wasatch the 5, Northridge the 4, and this should be a good one. They're both coming off very different games in their second round matchups. Wasatch coming off a dominating victory, 15-5 over Payson. Northridge, it took overtime, Tyler, to get over the number 13 seed Box Elder. They got an overtime goal and won 8-7, and so Wasatch, you think, maybe has a little momentum and a little swagger in this one, but we'll see how it goes down here against the Northridge Knights. It's been a fun year learning lacrosse. We've got 4 12-minute quarters ahead of us here to see if the Wasps can advance and move on to the semifinals. And Ty, as you've looked at this Wasatch lacrosse team, you broke down this upcoming matchup. Give us some thoughts and some insights on what we can expect from the Wasps here today.
Well, Ty, I'm just going to put it out there. I would be shocked if Wasatch doesn't win this game. I shouldn't say shocked, but I'm expecting Wasatch to win this game. As I've broken down the numbers, this Northridge team, they're good. 19 wins on the year. 16 wins on the year, 16-3, 9-1 in region play, coming off that win over Box Elder to get into the quarterfinals. Last year, Northridge got beat out in the second round, and as you go through and kind of scoreboard match, Ty, with teams that Wasatch has played versus teams that Northridge has played, they lost to Park City 9-0, beat Cedar Valley 7-1, lost to Brighton 11-1. So all throughout there, those are similar scores, right, to what Wasatch has seen this year as well. They did only beat Salem by 1, so that was a little bit surprising, although Salem's a decent program. But Ty, here's where I think Wasatch has the upper hand. Over the last 2 years in the state tournament, Wasatch has played 4 games. They played 3 games last year, and then they played Payson on Thursday to get to this point. And in those 4 games, Wasatch leading scorers have 40 goals and 23 assists in those 4 games, which means Wasatch is averaging 10 goals and 2.3 assists with this group going back to last year. That's a significant amount, Ty. This is a team in Northridge, and frankly, Ty, this Wasatch lacrosse team offensively is just one of the best in the state. And so as you look through the Northridge scores, they're still underneath that 10-goal mark. And so if Wasatch can just stay the course, keep playing unselfish ball like they've been playing, I think Wasatch should be able to come away with a victory today, despite being the underdog, as you said. But it's a slight, Ty. 5 versus 4. This is the toss-up matchup, and I'm excited to get things going here.
Yeah, Ty, and when you look across, it's interesting looking at the other state tournaments. We've been watching soccer. We've been watching baseball. We've been watching softball. Soccer has upsets all across the board, right? You've got a lot of teams in the teens that are advancing to the quarters and maybe the semifinals. Baseball, you had the 17 seed knock off the 1 seed yesterday where Woods Cross beat Olympus, and so you get upsets. Lacrosse, though, doesn't seem to fit that mold, does it? What you see is kind of what you get, and this could be because it's fairly a new sport, so the teams at the top are definitely at the top, Tyler, and then the teams at the bottom are still trying to develop. And so it's interesting, with the 8 teams that are left, the only upset was an 8-9 matchup where the 9 seed beat the 8 seed, and so it's gone straight across. Other than that, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 9 left in the tournament. And so this really is your premier quarterfinal game, a 4-5 matchup, Ty. But after watching the Wasps this year, we do feel like this is where maybe the RPI didn't get it right. I think your eye test tells you that Wasatch is a pretty competitive team here. They finished at 12-4 on the regular season. Northridge, of course, only had 3 losses on the regular season, and they were 15-3, and so they got that bump in the RPI. But you and I both like Wasatch as the favorite, even though they're the lower seed in this one, Ty. Getting ready for the national anthem here. You're listening to Wasatch High School Lacrosse State Tournament in action, and our face-off is coming up right after the break.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
We're excited for the quarterfinal.
You've been listening to the Dairy King pregame show for Wasatch High School boys lacrosse. This is the 5-4 matchup. Wasatch, the 5 seed, going on against number 4, Northridge High School. Tyler, you talked about how this Wasatch team really has the experience coming into this game here. Here's a few of those players that stand out that you brought up. Owen Moore over the last couple seasons, 7 goals and 3 assists for 10 total points in his 4 postseason games. Really, really good Cole Lent, 10 goals and 2 assists in his postseason games for 12 total points. Caleb Taylor, 6 goals and 4 assists. He's got 10 total points. Ethan Urker has 10 goals and 6 assists for 16 total points. And then Osborne has 5 goals and 2 assists for 7 total points over the last couple years in the postseason, Ty. So that's a lot of experience. You go over those 5 players, and there's a lot coming back for Wasatch with a lot of experience. And you think that the experience should play a difference in this game where nerves can get the better of you from time to time. These guys are poised. They've got a lot of experience under their belt in the postseason, and I think they're ready to have a good quarterfinal matchup here today against Northridge High School. Ty, I want to throw it over to you. What are the keys to the game here for Wasatch to get the victory today?
Well, Ty, as you broke down the numbers for Northridge, their face-offs are something to be a little bit desired. As you go through, they've got numerous guys that are going to go at the face-off position. You got a freshman, Lance Keller, who's 37% on the year. Junior Blake Jonas is 24%. Another freshman, Cole Chrisman, at 31%. And then you have a junior, Hudson Haywood, at 42%. So the common ground there, Ty, is nobody has won over 50% of the face-offs this year for Northridge. So if Spencer Bodley can have a good day as that face-off specialist, and then with that, if Wasatch can take care of the ball on their offensive possessions, I think Wasatch has a chance to really build a lead and then run away with this thing. I really like the way Wasatch ended their game against Payson. They were patient, both offensively and defensively. Didn't try to force the issue too much defensively, just allowed Payson to make mistakes. Now, Northridge is a much better team than Payson, so we'll see how that defensive philosophy goes. But if Bodley can have a good day and Wasatch can just get possession after possession and then take care of the ball offensively, Wasatch should have a day.
Ty, I think what you just said is a sneaky, very important part of that face-off equation is taking care of the ball. Payson won the majority of the face-offs against Wasatch, but they continued to turn it over time and time again without Wasatch necessarily forcing those turnovers too. Just a lot of bad passes, that there wasn't good stick control to handle it, and Wasatch was able to get the ball back on a lot of turnovers. So I think if you're Wasatch, winning those face-offs is one thing, but then possessing it, not getting in too much of a rush, taking your time, work through that offense that's been so good lately, and try to get to a spot where you can take a good shot on the goal. And I think this team should be in a pretty good spot. We'll see how it goes. The offense has really been humming here lately, Tyler. Been very, very good. And that defensive line of Cherry, Stone, and Dickerson is one of the most physical that you will find anywhere in the state of Utah. And so it's hard for teams to try to make an aggressive push there. Those are your keys to the game. We're now ready for our Mountain Refined opening faceoff. Bodley is stepping near the 50-yard line, Tyler, for the opening faceoff, and he will be going off against Hudson Haywood of Northridge. They're down at midfield. The official puts the ball down, barking some directions right now to both players. Tyler, now he backs off, and we are ready for the opening whistle. There it is, opening face-off. Bodley battling for it. He's down to the turf on the knees, and we've got a whistle here, Tyler, that's going to be illegal action against Bodley, and so Northridge will win the first possession on the face-off and have first ball control.
Yeah, keep an eye on that, Ty. If Wasatch can not handle the face-offs, Wasatch is going to have a hard time, I think, today. Northridge, again, an experienced team coming in 16-3. This is their first trip into the quarterfinals, though, Ty. Last year, Wasatch was able to get to the quarterfinals. Northridge did not, but they do get the home game.
Northridge working the offense down on the left side now, swing it back around over to the right-hand side. Tate with the ball right now, deep in the right alley. He's going to look back to the X possession to Skousen. Skousen quickly fires over to the opposite side of the field and Ketz is going to work it all the way back around up towards the top. Moore trying to make an attack in the left alley. Sluga there to cause all kinds of problems, and Sluga forces a pass back out. Methodically patient from Northridge right now in this one.
Both teams just kind of trying to fill each other out. Northridge is staying outside the perimeter. Wasatch not forcing a lot.
Chase Harris trying to work his way past Cam Hall, who was just really, really good in the second round matchup for Wasatch defensively, Tyler. Very physical, able to keep his man outside of a shooting angle, and he does so there. There's your first shot, a little high over the goal, Tyler. Shot taken by Cy Ketz, and that one sails high. Ketz, pretty good player, Tyler. 42 points on the year, 30 of those are goals, 12 assists. There are a couple players that can really light up the scoreboard here for Northridge. When you look down the lineup, Ty, excuse me, I didn't even finish my thought before Northridge put that back in, and we have a shot on the goal, and they've struck first. First point there on the shot out of the X position, Tyler, coming back in there. Northridge takes a 1-0 lead. And I was looking down at my paper for a moment. I didn't even see who the shooter was. Did you catch that one?
Yeah, so it was number 8, Ty, for Northridge. And what they did well is what Wasatch does well. They got the ball in the X position, were patient, and then Wasatch's backside help just had their heads turned. And let's see, 8 was...
Cy Ketz.
Yeah, was able to just slip behind the defense. Good pass, good finish.
Another face-off. This time is won by Bodley. Very clean. He's got it on the cradle. He's into the box and on the run. Tyler over to Lent. Lent into left alley. Sizes up and sees he doesn't have numbers to his advantage, so now he'll back out and wait for the offensive assistants to come out onto the field. Wasatch down 1-0. Early moments of this, about a minute and a half here into the matchup here between Wasatch and Northridge. Wasatch with the possession right now.
Northridge's defense tie is very similar to Wasatch's. They have a lot of physicality there, and we'll see how Wasatch does with their smaller lineup.
Ty, going back before Northridge scored, though, I was trying to bring up, they've got 3 or 4 guys that really can score. They've got Skuzin, who has 70 points on the year. Moore has 42. Ketz has 42. And Baldwin has 61. So that team is really offensively pretty potent. Wasatch turns it over. Tyler trying to get down near the goal with Moore, and he can't quite handle it. The ball slips out and is scooped up there by Northridge and Dibble, who's in on the goal. Now Dibble wants to get the ball moving the other direction.
Yeah, good athleticism here from Dibble. He's going to get all the way across the 50-yard line, and now Northridge has numbers on the attack.
Yeah, Smith into the box. He's clobbered by Stone, put down to the turf, but he did get the pass off. There's a great save on goal, Tyler, as the shot from the top is handled very well there from the Wasatch keeper in Cam Good, and he's got a good save, and it's in the net, and Good's going to bring it out himself. Tyler Good out 30-35, trying to trot this offense up the field. He's got Sluga streaking down the line. Sluga can't quite handle the pass. It gets by the Northridge defender, though. Moore scoops it up, and now he's got numbers. He's got a goal. Moore moving right to left, takes advantage of the Northridge mistake. They couldn't get the ground ball cradled, and Moore is able to just capitalize. A nice little one-on-one showmanship there, and he bounces it in. Wasatch ties this one back up, 1-1.
It's something to look at, Ty, are just those mistakes that you saw there. Both of these teams are good enough offensively that if you make a mistake like that, they're going to make them pay. The defender for Northridge had the takeaway, just missed it, and then Moore is able to take advantage.
Back to midfield we go for the face-off. Bodley trying to win his second face-off of the day. Early start from Bodley. Northridge is going to get the possession. Bodley had that one cradled easily, but they're going to say it was because he went early.
Yeah, he flinched just a little bit, Ty, and it was barely noticeable, but the official was right on top of it. Wasatch going with a little bit bigger lineup now. Miles Brown into the game for the first time.
1-1 is the score. We're only 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Wasatch and Northridge. This is a quarterfinal matchup. You're listening to Wasatch High School Lacrosse. A number 5 versus number 4 seed matchup here. Northridge with possession right now. Finn Moore, the sophomore, working around at the X position. He's trying to shift over to the left side. Now he'll swing it over to the right alley. Ketz going to shift back around down deep in the right alley. He's now circled back around to the X position. 2 players back there at the X right now for Northridge. Spacing a little bit cluttered. They're going to try to reset over here. Ketz swings it back up top to Baldwin. Baldwin at the top of the box will fling it over here to his teammate on the right wing in Chase Harris.
Yeah, and what you're going to see today, Ty, is a different team than Payson. Payson, by this point, had made a bad pass, had made some mistake. Northridge, a lot cleaner. They're going to just kind of set things up, get some matchups they want, and then attack.
Ked's trying to work on Hall right now. Both Jerry and Hall force him to a position he's not comfortable with. There's a pass to the right and a quick pass over to the left, and Finn Moore sails that one about 5 feet over the crossbar. That thing might be heading down to Provo, Tyler, at this point. Northridge will keep the possession. They had a man back in the X at Skuzin.
Yeah, they like to attack from that X position. Much better job that time by Stone staying in front and the help side defense not allowing anybody to slash into the crease.
Rusty Baldwin, 61 points on the year, has the possession for Northridge at the top of the box right now. He swings it over to his teammate in Harris. Harris, only 13 points on the year, so not nearly as potent as far as putting the ball in the goal, but he has had his moments. Harris now swings the pass over to Caleb Tate. Tate sized up well there by Dickerson, who forces the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, and it wasn't a great pass. A really good play by the Northridge player to come away with that pass. But that's what Wasatch wants, is make them make 10, 11 passes and see if they make mistakes.
Hall forces the pass out of the hands of Moore, and this defensive line is holding strong, but Northridge being very patient. There's a bad pass down low. Stone trying to come in to take it away, Tyler. He's not going to be able to get it, though. Nice job from Harris to come in and cradle that up. A deep shot is good. Wow, that's a heater there from Cy Ketztai. He's got his second goal of the game. That one from the right alley about 15 yards out, and he put it high and tight in the top right corner for the second goal for Northridge.
Just a tough break, Ty. Wasatch forces the bad pass. There's a scramble for it. Wasatch not able to come up with it, and because of the scramble, they just get out of possession. Katz gets wide open out there near the 20-yard line, and he just reared back and threw that one in. I mean, that's just a fast shot. Good really couldn't do anything about it. 2-1 lead here for Northridge.
Back to midfield for our fourth face-off of the game. Bodley wins this one, so he's now 2 for 4. Wasatch has the possession and will look for the equalizing goal here, trailing 2-1.
Urker out onto the field, Ty. He had himself a great game on Thursday. 4 goals, some assists. He's got 10 goals. What did I have him down? 10 goals and 6 assists over the 4 playoff games Wasatch has had.
Urker up top to Osborne. Osborne flings it over to Bodley. Bodley on the left alley goes to Lent. Lent deep in the left alley. Now he'll go underneath. 2 more at the X. More over to Taylor. Taylor back up to Urker. Both teams slow and methodical to set up their offense. Now Urker makes his move. Pump fakes. But he's going to keep it in that cradle. Now sprinting to the X, trying to get around to the right side. Cut off well, though he can't get the corner, so instead he'll go back up top to Bodley. Bodley's going to reset the offense.
Yeah, pretty good switch defense here from Northridge. They're just getting through the screens really easy. The Wasatch is setting and not allowing Wasatch to get any alleys.
Bodley trotting left to right, signals to have Caleb Taylor replace him. Taylor does. Wasatch now trying to stretch out and let Bodley work from the X. He circles around. He's got Lent, and Lent's got a goal, Tyler. Sneaky, sneaky offense. Bodley knew exactly what he wanted. They stretched out all the offensive players deep to about the 20, and as Bodley drew the eyes, circling around the X to the right position, Cole Lent slipped through. Bodley put a pretty good pass near him. Lent did have to stretch out to grab it, Tyler, but he's just so good with the stick control that Cole handles it and then quickly is able to find the back of the net, make it 2-2. Both these teams going back and forth. It went 1-0 Northridge. Wasatch equalized at 1-1. Then Northridge went ahead 2-1. Wasatch has again equalized 2-2. And we've got a good one here at Northridge High School.
Yeah, the ability for Wasatch to go hard at the net, Ty. When you go hard at the net, that's what draws the eyes of the opposing defenders. And so the ability to go hard but still keep your head up and make those passes has been why Wasatch has been so effectively offensively, and you saw it there. Body did a good job of changing speed. He gets the defenders to get some focus on him, and then Len is just going to always finish when he has that spot.
So that's Adam Bodley on the assist there, Tyler, and his twin brother Spencer wins another face-off, so he's now 3 for 5. Near his 61% season mark. At 60% here today. Wasatch with a chance to take their first lead of the game. 5:10 left here in the first quarter. Urker making his move from left to right. He's got a shot, sails wide to the right. Moore was back there, so Wasatch should keep this possession. That was a good aggressive shot there from Ethan Ty. He was able to get to the right and get fully extended, but moving from the left to the right, he couldn't quite pull that ball back to get the tailing action near the net. Wasatch will keep the possession.
Man, much different feel this game, Ty, than the Payson one. Started really sloppy from both teams. Both teams really crisp, taking their time, not wanting to make mistakes.
Bodley's got a shot on the goal. That one right on target, but the goalie's able to deflect that one away, and Northridge gets the rebound, and so they'll have the possession. Gage Meekum was able to come up with it. Meekum trying to outlet it, has it stolen away. Looks like Urker's going to come away with this ground ball. Tyler Osborne was in there, scooped it towards Urker.
It was a good job from Osborne. Uses the body, got the defender of Northridge away from the ball, and then Urker was going to come away with it.
2-2 still the score. Wasatch gets the turnover. 4:40 left here in the first quarter. This is a quarterfinal matchup. You're listening to Wasatch High School Lacrosse. They play 4 12-minute quarters if you're new to the sport like we are. There's another shot on the goal, that time from Osborne. Really good look. Right at the goalie, though, and he's able to put his body in front of it and knock it down, Tyler. So another save from Callum Dibble. He's got a couple here.
Yeah, he's got a 67 or 61% save percentage on the year, so that's something to keep an eye on. That's a good possession there from Wasatch. 2 shots on goal, just not able to finish it.
Another sloppy pass, Tyler, but Wasatch is having a hard time winning this ground ball. It gets by Dickerson, but Stone's able to come up and snatch that away. Jackson flips it forward to Sluga. Sluga now on the run, moving from the left to the right. He's across the 40, down to the 30, enters into the box, and he's going to go to Taylor, and now Ben's going to shift off and come off. On for the first time is Kiefer. Archie Clark has also checked into the game here, Tyler.
And I think Jorgensen's going to come on the field for the first time as well. It's hot down here, Ty, playing on that turf. It'll be interesting to see if we see more substitutions. Wasatch went pretty much that 6 starting attackers on the offensive side the whole game on Thursday until they got the lead. Already seeing a little bit more substitutions today.
It does feel like subs will be a little bit more important in this, Tyler. The heat is noticeable down here. No clouds as well. Jorgensen's got his first shot on the goal, moving from the left to the right. That one just wide to the right of the goal, about a foot down low in the corner. Bounces out of bounds. Moore will reignite the offense for Wasatch.
It's pretty much one-on-one, Ty. Northridge isn't providing a lot of help side defense, and so there's been a lot of shots from that spot.
Moore gets the corner, had a pretty good look. The goalie got clobbered by his own teammate, Tyler. Teammate coming around trying to defend Moore, ran right into it, and Dibble is down. And he looks a little bit shaken up here, Ty.
Yeah, and that'd be a big deal, Ty. He's a good one. He is up on his feet now, walking around. But I'm assuming this is one of those, like football, he's going to have to come out of the game. So this will be an interesting turn of events if Wasatch can get a takeaway. You got to be tempted if you're Northridge to take a timeout and just give yourself some more time and get that goalie back out on the field. He's played good so far today, Ty. 3 saves on goal already.
Northridge is going to have the ball after the injury stoppage. 3:15 left here in the first quarter, tied up 2-2. Ty, heard we've got some listeners all the way up in Idaho today, so give a shout-out to the Lent family that's listening up in Idaho. We appreciate you guys listening in. Fun to watch ball here so far.
Colorado listeners as well, Ty. Good run here again from Northridge. They've got some numbers.
That's Smith bringing it all the way down the field. He goes coast to coast, Tyler. Wow, and he puts one to the back of the net, got it about to the 10-yard line without someone being able to stop him, and he was able to put it to the back of the net. Just not much resistance from Wasatch, and that's usually where you look at Jackson Stone or Jet Cherry coming around to lower the boom. But I'll tell you what, Zach Smith, Tyler, only 3 points on the year. Looking really athletic, though. Only a freshman.
Yeah.
Really big body out there for a freshman. Very, very athletic. And he's got the go-ahead goal for Northridge.
Well, just like with any sport, Ty, it's different styles and getting used to that style. Wasatch is used to, in their league, a lot more substitutions when there's a change of possession. Already we've seen Northridge just take the ball with their defensive middies and try to go coast to coast with it. Wasatch is going to have to make an adjustment with that.
Scramble for this one is going to be won by Northridge, Tyler. Neither face-off specialists were able to get it, but Ethan Christopher came in and scooped it up for the Knights. And they've got the lead, 3-2, and the possession right now with 2:45 left in the first quarter.
Cam Hall's going to come onto the field for Bodley. Also have Cherry, Stone, Dickerson. Urker's going to stay on the field.
And Hartford in here as well right now, Tyler.
Freshman himself for Wasatch, playing that long stick midi.
Trying to work his Kittle around the right side. He's looking to the middle. There's a shot from Ketz, and Ketz has a twirling shot moving from the left to the right that finds the goal again. Cy Ketz with his third goal of the quarter and making the lead 4-2 for Northridge over Wasatch.
Well, one thing Ketz has done a good job of, Ty, is he's gone upstairs and downstairs. So if you're good, you try to get used to where they're comfortable with. Well, Ketz has shown already he can score upstairs. He went downstairs on that one. Wasatch falls behind 4-2 with 2:24 left to go in there in the first.
Back in midfield for another face-off. Spencer's won 3 out of the 7 so far today. There's your whistle. Scramble for it, Tyler. Really, really big battle there, and it looks like Osborne's going to be able to scoop in and get this one for Wasatch. Osborne wins the ground ball to Moore. Moore trying to attack quickly. Now backs off and waits for his other offensive players to come on. Flip it over to the top to Taylor, and Taylor's going to wait patiently for Urker and Adam Bodley to come onto the field.
Yeah, curious if Wasatch goes timeout here, Ty. You got 2 minutes left. Wasatch has been successful with calling some timeouts and getting some good looks.
Urker moving right, now spins back to the left. Northridge triple teams him and cuts him off. Not going to deter him, though, Tyler. He winds up from the 20 and fires, and there's a save by Dibble. Dibble trying to flip this one down. Cherry over there to bat it away. See who comes up with this one. Into the stick of Northridge and Ketz, Tyler. He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's playing really well for Northridge right now.
Ketz making a run down the right side, being pushed here by Hartford. Hartford doing a good job being physical, slowing him down on his run.
What Northridge has done well, is Ty, on the defensive side of things, is they forced Wasatch into iso ball, to use a basketball term. The last 4 shots for Wasatch have all just been from the top of the box. The guys just going man-to-man instead of looking for those slashers, your give-and-goes, that type of offense that Wasatch is used to. It's just been one-on-one, and the goalies have done a good job from Northridge of making the stops.
Harris on top over to Tate. Tate circling it around to Moore. Moore hands over to Ketz. And Ketz back up top over to Tate. Tate looking to make a move, working from the left to the right. There's a shot on the goal and a save. Took a hop, Tyler, off the stick and into the air, but eventually snatched up by Good. And he's got another save.
Yeah,
his pass out, though, Tyler.
Though.
Sluga does come in and scoop it up off the ground. So looked dangerous for a moment, but it looks like Wasatch going to be able to make a move. Another bad pass, though, Tyler, looking for Hartford, and Hartford can't handle it. Taylor tried to come in and scoop it up, but he couldn't get to it, and Northridge has a turnover. Leading 4-2, 30 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Well, already, Ty, a couple of going back to our keys, taking care of the ball. Wasatch has struggled a little bit at times, and then the face-offs is to Northridge's favor so far in this first quarter with 17 seconds left to go.
Time winding down. Northridge gets D-stick, Tyler. The stick hit the turf, and that'll be a turnover on Northridge.
Another good job there from Cam Hall. He's played well all year at that mid position, and he forces a D-twig there.
10 seconds to make a move. Hall trying to get across midfield. He has the ball knocked free. 5 seconds trying to get by. He flips it over to Sluga. Sluga at about the 30. He's going to have to fire, and he does. heater there, Tyler. Does get knocked down by the stick of the goalie. That one had some good velocity, about 40 yards out when you take the angle into account, and he gave a good run at it, but it is saved. So the first quarter comes to an end. Wasatch trailing 4-2 to Northridge. Second quarter action coming up after this.
Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine is your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%.
Well, at the end of the first quarter, Wasatch is trailing 4-2 to Northridge High School. Wasatch High School lacrosse, one of the top teams in the state this year, Tyler, earned themselves a top 5 ranking. But you're to the point of the state tournament where there are no easy games, Tyler. Only 8 teams remain, and 7 out of the 8 teams are just 1 through 7 seed, and then you've got the 9 seed in there, Ty. So all good
really,
games.
That 9 seed, it's Maple Mountain who beat Cedar. And if you remember, it was kind of a bit of a surprise. Maple losing that game to Cedar, lost in overtime. Maple able to get the victory to advance on to the quarterfinals. So Wasatch with 2 teams from Region 9 advancing. Pretty even across the board, Ty. I think as I was looking through it, most regions with 2 teams in still. And then, of course, the Park City region's the loaded one. You got Olympus, Brighton, and Park City. Your 1, 2, and 3 that are all coming out of the same region.
Second quarter ready to get underway. Bodley at midfield, ready for the opening face-off. Down 4-2. There's your whistle. And Spencer's got it. Got that one easily, Tyler. Able to get that into the cradle, scoop it up, and get this down into the box. Passes down to Moore. Moore's going to wait for the offense to come on. Urker will trot on for the Wasps. Now Moore goes back up top to Taylor. Taylor waiting for Osborne to come on, as does Adam Bodley coming onto the field. And Wasatch is ready to make their attack.
Yeah, so for me, Ty, it's the question of what's the adjustment. So far, Northridge has done a good job of taking Wasatch out of their team-type attack, and instead it's been a lot of ISO attacks for Wasatch, especially at the end of the quarter. At the break, at the quarter, what adjustments does Wasatch have to try to get some better looks?
Well, let's see what they do here. Osborne making a move right to left. Down low to Taylor, deep in the box here on the left side. Taylor's going to reverse and come back out towards the top of the box, eyeing Taylor, who's circling around the middle. Bad pass, knocked down. I think Taylor got his stick, impeded Tyler on the throw, and the pass never quite made it to Caleb. So the ball bats around for a minute before Northridge is able to get the takeaway.
So one thing that Wasatch did, and they're going to call a penalty on the goalie, and he's frustrated, so Wasatch is going to get the ball back. One thing that Wasatch has done is they put Urker in front of the goal, Ty. So instead of out at the top of the box where he can kind of create, they've put him in front of the goal, see if they can get him some touches a little bit closer to the net.
Wasatch taking on the Northridge Knights, the 4 seed coming into this one. Trying to cut this deficit down here on this possession. Osborne with it in the left alley right now. Fakes left, goes right into the middle. Now looking across the middle to Urker, but Urker has bodies all near him. He's knocked down. The ball is knocked down. He can't quite receive it, but he does scoop the ground ball back up. Now working left to right, trying to find an angle for a shot. Working around contact. Now to the middle of Lent. He's got him, and Lent goes high over the crossbar. Pretty good offensive power there from Urker to get through all that contact, and Lent filling the gap as Urker drew over multiple bodies. But Lent couldn't quite get the shot down low enough. Wasatch will keep the possession, though.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. I mean, that's almost an automatic goal. Good offense. Wasatch, again, trying to be a little bit more unselfish here in the second quarter. Another nice look to Lent, but Lent just has to turn around and run away. A big defense here for Northridge.
Ball still on the ground. See who's going to come up with this ground ball. And it's Osborne. Osborne's played well, Tyler. Doesn't have a point or an assist to go on the board, but he's really been good for Wasatch getting into the scrums and keeping possession so far.
Wasatch is trying to get closer to that net, Ty. They took a lot of 10-plus yard shots in that first quarter, trying to get more looks now here closer. But Northridge has been physical, kind of giving Wasatch a piece of their own medicine from what we've seen for most of the year from the Wasatch defense.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you said, Tyler. Look very, very similar to this Wasatch team, don't they, the way they play defensively. Urker faking right to left and takes a shot, Tyler, and hits the side of the net. Didn't have a great angle. He tried to squeeze it through the goalie in about 6-inch gap that was there. But the ball, that was just too fine of a shot to get in there, Tyler. Hit the side of the goal. Northridge gets the rebound, and now they're back on the attack themselves. Wasatch trying to scramble some defensive players on, but Northridge is on the move. Now the Knights are going to slow it down. Wasatch is going to be able to set up the defense, Tyler. Trotting on is Cam Hall. Hartford trying to sprint on. Ben Sluga back out onto the field for the Wasps as well.
Yeah, good job from the defense getting back set. Northridge has been good on the offensive side, especially number 8.
Bad pass from the Knights. Tyler's going to sail out of bounds. That's uncharacteristic. Caleb Taylor was looking over to his teammate of Finn Moore, and I think Moore thought it was going to someone else. And so he backed off, and the ball just trickles out of bounds.
You need to take advantage of it, Ty. You need to take advantage of that mistake that Northridge has made.
Kiefer on the run for the Wasps. He's into the box. Now down to the X to Moore. Moore swings it over to Lent, who's now on the left side of the base of the box. Lent back up top to Jorgensen, who's checked in.
Yeah, we'll see if they use Jorgensen a little bit more, Ty, against this physical defense. He's a bigger body. He does a great job of finding the back of the net.
Jorgensen going to hand over to Kiefer. Kiefer makes his move left to right, and he's got a shot and bounces off the goalie. Lent has the rebound, and he can't get that one past the goalie. Nice save there from Dibble, and Dibble's got the save and outlet. Northridge attacking the other direction.
Again, a similar look, Ty. Wasatch going one-on-one from the top of the box, taking a shot from about 10 to 15 yards out, and just the goalies have done a good job for Northridge of stopping that shot.
Good defense there from Jack Emmett, Tyler, who came in on the long buddy pass. He was able to knock down Caleb's stick. He was trying to go in and bring in that bounce pass, and Emmett got in the way, and the ball goes out of bounds. Wasatch will keep the possession on the turnover. Cherry with the ball right now, looking for someone. Flips it up over to Clark. Clark to Kiefer. Wasatch wants a timeout because I think they had too many guys on the field, Tyler, and the officials didn't see it. I think the Wasps got away with that. They were trying to slip a guy off, and they did. They got away with it there. So Wasatch avoids the penalty. 4 minutes have come off the board here in the start of the second quarter. 7:56 left. Wasatch still trailing 4-2 to Northridge.
5, 4, 3, 2. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Physical at the Pit Stops, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injuries. Proudly been serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years.
Well, you're listening to a good one. Wasatch and Northridge High School in the quarterfinals of the boys lacrosse 5A state tournament. Wasatch is trailing 4-2. It's a 5 seed taking on a 4 seed. Wasatch the underdogs in this one, why they're playing on the road here. Ty, you were excited to get this matchup and you're also excited every time out we get, because there's a sandwich shop down here you love, right? You've got a sandwich just sitting over there that every time out you're going to just take a bite or two.
Take a little bite and enjoy it.
Give yourself a chance to give a plug to that. The Philadelphia Sub Shop, right? If you're looking for a good cheesesteak, got to check out the Philadelphia Sub Shop. Wasatch out of the timeout has the possession. Caleb Taylor has it right now, going back to the top of the box to Osborne. Osborne standing at about the 30. Shifting over from the right to the left side now. Passes down to Lent. Lent quickly back up top to Osborne. Wasatch trying to methodically stretch out this Northridge defense, but Northridge has liked to pack it in tight and cause problems near that goal. Osborne creeping closer to the goal from the left alley. Now pass back up top to Adam Bodley. Bodley looking at his attack, fakes left, goes right, gets checked by Smith. Bodley takes a shot towards the goal. Good save by the goalie again. Got a stick on it, tipped it out of bounds. Wasatch will keep the possession.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the defense so far of Northridge. Wasatch comes out of the timeout, and out of timeouts, Wasatch is about 70 to 80% goal coming out of timeouts. And that time they ran the play they wanted to, but Northridge stayed disciplined, didn't allow Wasatch any good looks, forces them into yet another tough shot.
Moore trying to curl and can't get space to even get the pass off where he wanted or the shot, Tyler. And in fact, on the attempt, it's batted down and taken away by the Knights. So Northridge creates a turnover, and they're coming back the other direction. Trying to push are the Knights. Cherry knocks the stick down and pops the ball free, and the ball eventually goes out of bounds, Tyler. Jett over here causing problems, and he creates the turnover. That was Brandon Smith who couldn't get by Jett Cherry, and Jett is able to create another turnover. The defense for Wasatch has been really good this quarter, creating multiple turnovers. But the offense has had a hard time getting to a position where they can get shots off.
So I think there's a conversation happening, Ty, of whether or not there was a timeout taken before the ball went out of bounds. And I think Northridge is saying, well, we don't want the timeout if it went out of bounds. That's what the officials are saying. So it's going to be Wasatch ball, no timeout on the field. Good job again by Cherry, Ty. That was really good. You're always a little bit leery when those long stick defensemen decide to make a run. And Cherry recognized that right off the bat, did a good job of poking the ball free, not once but twice, and then just used his physicality to get the ball out of bounds.
Both teams taking a little bit of time to get this up. See how Jett wants to approach this, Tyler. He's got Emmett alone, but all the way across the field over here. Everyone else is marked up pretty well by Northridge. And Jett just dropped it, Tyler. As he tried to make his move, he dropped it, and it's going to be stolen away by Northridge, tiptoeing the sideline. Northridge actually still has not come up with it, and the ball goes out of bounds. That'll be off Jet. So
tough break.
Tough turnover on Wasatch. Ketz wants to get a shot off, and he does. Tyler, man, he strikes quickly. He took advantage before Wasatch could do anything. Cy Ketz gets to the middle part of the field, and he fires one to the back of the goal. He's got probably more velocity than anyone we've seen, and then maybe it's just the positioning he's able to get to and get his arms fully extended. But he is shooting some hot balls coming at the goal there, Ty.
And Ty, he's not even their leading scorer. Max Skousen, 53 goals on the year. Ketz comes in with 30, which is still impressive. But he has been dominant. He's got goal number 4 now on the game, and it's now a 3-goal lead for the Knights.
Yeah, Skousen's an afterthought, Tyler. We haven't even called his name really in this one so far because Ketz has been doing it all. 5-2 is the score halfway through the second quarter. Still a lot of game left here in this one. Back to midfield for our face-off specialist, Spencer Bodley, getting ready to go. There's your whistle. Looks like Northridge got early.
Yeah.
They did. Wasatch going to get the possession. No, they're giving it to Northridge.
Oh, that's a bad call,
really
Ty.
bad.
That should have gone the other way.
Northridge pass, though, trickling near the sideline, and Emmett pushes him out of bounds. So no harm, no foul there, Tyler, as Emmett's able to keep his head and take advantage of the bad pass there from Northridge.
Yeah, good job from Emmett using his physicality, only a sophomore. Wasatch needs to take advantage, though, Ty. It has been a long time since they put the ball in the back of the net.
Brown has the ball knocked free, and then he checks the Northridge defender hard, pushes him back 5 yards. Somehow the defender's able to keep that ball in the stick, and Northridge has a turnover.
Is Miles a junior or a senior?
He's a junior this year.
I'm going to go do some recruiting.
Go get him for football.
Oh, yeah. That's a big body going on out there. He needs to
Try
play
to
some
make him
defensive
a
end.
three-sporter here, huh,
Yeah,
Ty?
yeah, definitely.
Northridge again stumbles, Tyler, and into the crease they go, actually, on the stumble. So Wasatch is going to get the ball back. Trying to come around to the X position. Pass from Good is out, intended for Tucker Calderwood, and he's knocked down, and that was an illegal hit, Tyler. So Northridge is going to be whistled. No flag, though. Wasatch will keep the possession.
Yeah, similar to like a defenseless player there. Tucker went up into the air and got hit.
Dickerson leads it up to Lent. Lent's going to slow it down as Wasatch only had 2 on 5 was the numbers. So Cole's going to reverse it and wait for the offense to come back out onto the field.
Going to go back to the starters, Ty. Bodley, Osborne, Urker, Taylor, Moore, and Lent. 5-2 the score. Wasatch hasn't scored since about the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, been over 12 minutes without a goal, Tyler. And they need a response here. Still pretty tight. 5-2 is the score. But Northridge is on a 3-0 run right now.
We just talked about the athleticism, Ty. Wasatch is the biggest defensemen that they've faced this year and just have had a hard time with it.
There's
Another
a
good save.
Great save, Tyler. A really good lurk. Urker had a curl and found Lent about 5 yards out from the goal, and Lent caught it and put the shot towards the goal, but a great save by Dibble. Northridge coming back the other direction. Good contact from Stone, makes the ball hit the turf. But Northridge is able to scoop it back up, Tyler, and they'll keep the possession. That's Ethan Christopher trying to weave his way through.
That's a really good play, though, from Stone. Northridge had a 3-on-2. Stone came up, got physical, knocked the ball loose for just a moment, and that allowed Wasatch to regroup defensively.
Knights with a 5-2 lead over Wasatch. Baldwin with the ball right now, flirting with the left side of the alley. Now instead he'll go over to Moore. Moore trying to work down from the X position. Hall is there to give him problems. Pass out to the middle goes high, and we should have an over and back here. No tie. The ball never made it. Who's going to come up with this one? Emmett kicks it over to the Wasatch side, and Taylor's going to come scoop it up. Caleb has 2-on-2. See where he wants to go with this. Now Sluga sprinting on. Taylor dropped it. Tyler didn't know that he lost it, and Northridge is going to be able to come snatch that one up away from him. Knights coming back the other direction now. Peterson with the ball in his stick. Up leading it to Caleb Tate. Tate to the middle to Skousen, and Skousen, just like that, has a goal. Transition, capitalized there from Northridge, Tyler, and that's the first time we've heard from Skousen. 70 points on the year from Skousen, and make it 71 now after that goal. Pushing the lead to 6-2. Northridge leads over Wasatch.
Yeah, story of the game right now ties the physicality of the Northridge defense and the saves. The goalies now have the last 6 shots from Wasatch have all been on goal, but they've just been saved by the goalies of Northridge. So good job from Northridge on the defensive side of things, and then they're taking advantage on the offensive side. 3:51 left to go. Wasatch trails 6-2 here in the quarterfinals.
Bodley went early on that one, Tyler. So that'll be another whistle on Wasatch and Bodley. Northridge wins another face-off.
Yeah, and that was what we were hoping Wasatch would have an advantage there, Ty. Just haven't been able to capitalize. And Northridge has had far more wins on the face-offs.
About 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Wasatch finds themselves down by 4. Skousen, who just had the goal, is operating at the X, trying to work on Dickerson. Josh is forcing him wide to the left side of the alley. Now the pass out to Tate. Excuse me, that's Moore. Moore's going to slowly trot back to the X position where he wants to operate. Skousen is going to head to the middle. They're looking for Ketz instead, Tyler, and he goes wide to the left. That was a good move. They brought eyes with Skousen going to the middle, and then they brought Ketz in behind him, and Moore was able to find him, but Ketz finally misses a shot on the goal, Ty.
Not by much, about 6 inches to the left. Northridge has a guy back there, so they'll retain possession.
3 minutes to go in the first half. Skousen with the ball, moving from the left to the right, coming across the box. Dickerson cuts him off and forces him to pass it away over to Harris. Harris back over to Skousen. Skousen's going to reverse out near the 30, and he wants to attack from the left side now. Working away over to his teammate, Rusty Baldwin. Baldwin, another high-flying score, 61 points on the year for Baldwin, moving from the right to the left. Now Baldwin will dump it down to Harris. Harris trying to find his teammate coming across the middle, and it can't be handled there by Quinney, and ball trickles out of bounds. Hall closest to it, so Wasatch will get possession.
Yeah, good job that time by the Wasatch defense. Now they got to take advantage on the offensive side. Just nothing happening offensively for the loss.
Hall flips it up to Tucker. Tucker coming down the left side, now over to Osborne. Tucker's going to sprint off. Waiting is Erker and Bodley to come onto the field. Here they both come.
Another miscommunication that time, Ty, and Northridge is going to come away with it. So the last 3 possessions for Wasatch have resulted in no points, not even shots.
Lent doing his best to try to knock this one out of bounds, Tyler. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Knights. They could see that Lent was on the verge of pushing Campbell out of bounds, so the coach doesn't want to take any chances. Calls the timeout with 2:02 left here in the first half. Wasatch trails 6-2.
Now back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Timeout brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Best donuts in Utah. Stop on into Mirror Lake Station for your gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station over in Camas.
That'd be a nice way to wash down that cheesesteak you've got over there, Tyler. Just topped it off on that last timeout. Now it's time for an award-winning dessert.
Might be my fault, Ty. I think now that I'm done with that, the Wasatch offense can get going. I think they were waiting for me to finish so that I was not distracted.
It's always nice when these teams give us some good drama as well. Wasatch going to have to come from behind in this one. Should make it fun to call here, Ty. This team's got a lot of resilience. We've seen it over the course of the year. Really, really competitive. Ty, just amazing that this Zach Smith of Northridge that just had the ball at the timeout is only a freshman. He is enormous and athletic enormous as well, Tyler. He's going to trot off the field, though, after getting the ball across midfield. Now Campbell has it. Campbell over to Moore. Moore working on the left side down to the X to Skousen, but he doesn't stay there long at the X. Instead, he's going to come out. Lazy pass is taken away. Wasatch with the steal. And on the run comes Kiefer, Tyler. That's Hartford, excuse me. Hartford over to Taylor. Taylor pushing the bag. Ball's knocked out. Didn't say it was a hard enough push, though, Tyler, as Caleb spun around. So Northridge gets another turnover, Tyler.
Yeah, that's the second time that's happened to Taylor, Ty, and usually just the most sure-handed guy we see. And he's had it knocked out of his net twice. And another turnover on what looked like to be an opportunity for Wasatch to go fast break.
Yeah, and it's an interesting game lacrosse as we're learning this here, Tyler. Caleb having to stay on the offensive side, he kind of gets a free timeout right now, so he's over talking with the coaches. It's just kind of noticing a few things that also in this sport. Can you think of another sport where the players have as much chance to talk to the opposing team as these guys do?
No,
you look down here
true.
like Owen's having a great conversation with the goalie of
maybe a short stop with the player on second base.
But you got to be on second, right? This whole game, these guys are by each other. It's kind of interesting to watch. Ketz can't get to a place where he can get a shot off, and he has been the killer right now against Wasatch. 4 goals on the day for Cy Ketz of Northridge. He gets rid of it, going back to Campbell. Campbell working on Hartford, and Hartford causing all kinds of problems. Knocks the ball free. It is scooped back up by Campbell. Campbell's pass is batted down, but Ketz does have it. Osborne swinging the stick, trying to knock it free. Can't quite get Ketz off his spot, and Ketz has another spinning, twirling shot that goes in. He spins from the left to the right, and Tyler, it's like a golf shot as he bowls that one in low and right. That's from about the 25-yard line that he found space to get that one in. 5th goal of the game. Wasatch now trails 7-2 to Northridge.
Sometimes you just got to tip your hat, Ty. I mean, that's as tough a shot as we've seen. Goes downstairs, and he just flips it so quickly that Goot doesn't have enough time to make the reaction. And this one's getting away from Wasatch quickly, Ty. 7-2 with under a minute to go in the first half.
Yeah, they really need a response goal here at the end of the first half. Haven't had a single penalty in this game, though, Ty. Bodley wins this one, and he's into the box quickly. And he takes the shot, Tyler, and that one's saved. Took it from about 20 yards out.
Oh, no, there was 0.52 seconds left on the clock.
Sorry.
So or 5.2 seconds on the clock.
So no wonder why that shot was taken. A nice chance there, Tyler, from Spencer, as he won that one and was able to get down and get an opportunity. But another good save from Dibble and the goalie. Really the story of the game. Wasatch has had a lot of shots on goal, and the goalie Dibble has really made a difference here for the Northridge Knights. It's a big deficit at halftime. 7-2 is the score. Wasatch is held completely scoreless in the second quarter. We'll get you caught up on the Guild Mortgage Halftime Show after this.
Back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Halftime here at Northridge High School. Our Wasatch boys lacrosse is trailing 7-2 to the Northridge Knights. This is the quarterfinal matchup in the 5A boys state tournament, and it's the 5-seed Was taking on the 4th-seed Northridge Knights, and it's been all Northridge here for the most part of the first half, Tyler. They were tied up 2-2 about halfway through the first quarter, and then Northridge was able to go on a 5-0 run to end the half. Wasatch held scoreless for the entire second quarter. We're going to take a closer look here on the Guild Mortgage Halftime Show. Tom Stone and Guild Mortgage are proud supporters of Wasatch High School Athletics. Tom is a Heber man, and he's going to help you get set up and squared away for any of your financial questions that you have centering around mortgages or refinancing. And we'd encourage you to stop on by at Guild Mortgage and talk with them, Tyler, through what's been a pretty crazy year as far as interest rates going up and down and the housing market, whether it's hot or if it's cooling down. They can really help you out and get you squared away there with Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage. I want to turn it over to you for a minute and get our listeners caught up. If you're just joining us, wondering how we got to this point, how did we get to this place where Wasatch trails 7-2 in this one against Northridge?
Yeah, Ty, and it started with it going back and forth, right? Northridge was able to put a goal from got to get the name right, Cy Ketz, and that's a name that's going to be, you're going to hear often throughout this broadcast and throughout this recap. He got the first goal of the game for Northridge. Wasatch was able to answer the Northridge defense that has been really good, made one mistake, and Oren Moore was able to take advantage of it, scooped up the fast break, was able to put it in the back of the net for the first goal for the Wasps. But Northridge came back again with Cy Ketz scoring again to make the score 2-1. Cole Lent was able to get the equalizer thanks to an assist from Bodley to make the score 2-2. But then since then, it's been all Northridge. They would score 2 more goals in the first quarter to take the 4-2 lead at the end of the first. And then Wasatch goes scoreless in the entirety of the second quarter, and Northridge puts 3 more on the board. In all, Cy Ketz 5 goals for Northridge in the first half, and we currently sit at 7-2 in favor of the Knights.
And Wasatch going scoreless in that second quarter, Tyler, it wasn't for lack of opportunity either, was it? I mean, this Northridge defense is physical. It's been hard for Wasatch to run through their offense that we've seen them do so well over the last couple of games. But when they have gotten looks, Dibble in the goal there for Northridge has been really good as well.
Yeah, and then that's been the story. I think if we were to be coming into this game the first time watching this team, we would say that this is just pretty even, and just the goalie for Northridge has been really, really good. Now, that's not the whole story, because the defense of Northridge has forced Wasatch into taking shots that they don't. It's like the B or C option instead of the A option on their offense. Wasatch likes to penetrate, try to get into the net, get into the alleys, and then they try to look for the slasher coming across the net, and that just hasn't been there. Northridge has simply taken that away. Wasatch was able to do it one time, and they got Lent, and he was able to score. Lent's had a couple more opportunities that he just usually is able to capitalize on. Wasn't able to capitalize on either of those. But when Wasatch has put shots on goal, at least through that, from the time they got their second goal and on, it's been all the goalie for Northridge. He's been great.
Northridge defensively has really removed Ethan Erker as well from the equation. Tyler, he's been out there, but he hasn't been able to do much. He had one really good run where he was able to free up Cole. But again, a good save from Dibble kept any points from getting on the board there. So it's been a good game plan for Northridge. And you look, how is Wasatch going to be able to respond? We know they can put points on the board quickly, but what adjustments are they going to make? And so maybe that's where we turn our attention here, Ty. Based on what your eyes are telling you after the first 24 minutes, what can Wasatch do in the second half to try to climb back into this one?
Well, you got to win more faceoffs, Ty. Wasatch has lost more than they've won on the faceoff side of things. The faceoffs just gave you extra possessions, so you need to be able to get those possessions on the faceoff. So that's one thing that you'd like to see. But Ty, offensively, continue to be patient, but continue to put shots on goal. I mean, sometimes the goalie can get hot for a quarter or two, but then he misses it, right, for a little bit. And so I think you just got to continue to put good shots on goal, make the goalie continue to make these saves, and let's see if he can do it. And then tradition has showed us, at least this year, that the more shots you put on goal, they're going to eventually fall. And so I think if you're Wasatch, you got to win more faceoffs. You got to take care of it. There's been a couple of turnovers throughout that second quarter that you'd like to have back. But then you got to tip your hat a little bit. Defensively, you know, a lot of these shots from Ketz have just been impressive. Like, you just kind of tip your hat because it's been good defense. He's outside. It's just tough to kind of do anything there. So really both sides, Ty, in my limited knowledge of this sport, it's tough to think of an adjustment because you're getting shots on goal. The goalie's just making saves. And on the flip side, you're playing good defense. They're just making better shots.
Well, and I wonder, Tyler, if just trying to think of this through a baseball mind as well, where you and I have a lot of years coaching baseball, where depending on the defense and how the opposing team plays defense, sometimes you want to be a little more aggressive with ground balls and line drives.
Yeah.
And where's this goalie making most of his saves? It's waist high and above where he's been able to get the saves, and Wasatch has been able to get goals through when they're a little bit lower. And so I wonder if that's an adjustment that can be made, is if you can get to a position where you can take some lower level shots and see if you can capitalize any more in that regard. But Ty, I'm impressed watching out here. Anything that's near the goal impresses me because the hand-eye coordination, shooting with the stick and the net, the way that these guys do, I mean, it's just so much easier said than done, I think, to position it in various places on the net. But I'm curious, if you get down a little lower, if this Northridge goalie will be as effective down low as he is waist above when he's trying to make saves. We'll see in a minute. Wasatch trails 7-2 to Northridge High School. Ty, let's hand out some first-half awards. Your attacker of the half goes to who?
I still think you need to go Cole Land. He's got one goal out of the two, and he had a couple more opportunities with some good slashes, and so Cole Land will be your attacker of the first half.
Defensive standout?
Jet Cherry's had a couple of nice jobs where he stopped not only fast breaks but poking the ball loose, so we'll go Jet Cherry.
And do you have a standout play from the first half that comes to mind?
That goal from Lim was really good, and give a hats off to Adam Bodley, who had an on-the-money assist, wrapping around the back of the net, accelerated just a little bit, drew the ice, and was able to put the ball where it needed to be to get the ball in the back of the net.
This has been your Guild Mortgage Halftime Show, and those are your first half awards, your attacker, defensive end, and your good spot A play of the first half. Wasatch needs a big second half if they want to have a chance to advance to the semifinals. Down 7-2, coming out for the third quarter right now. They're going to need to play a near perfect second half to get back in this one, Tyler. See what they're able to draw up.
Halftime show again was brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Let Tombstone and his team find the right mortgage for your situation.
Got a gusting wind picking up. I'm sure you can hear about it, Ty, and actually feels pretty good.
Don't worry about the laptop, Ty. It's blowing hard enough. That laptop's looking like the hood of my car driving on the freeway.
Don't jinx it on the way home. Here we go. Third quarter. Bodley wins the face-off, and he is on the move quickly into the box with numbers, but caught from behind, and that's going to draw a flag. So this should be a great advantage for Wasatch to get the second half underway. When this one settles after the possession, Wasatch should have a power play on their side. Down 7-2. Nice credit to Spencer to get momentum on the Wasatch side to get this thing going.
And that's the key, Ty. It all starts with Bodley. If there's more face-offs he can win here in the second half, Wasatch is going to have a chance.
A little different offensive starting attack. They've got Ware out on the field, Tyler, who's going to be in for this one. Moore from the X. Curling has a shot, but it goes wide to the left. Ware on the backside able to get the rebound. Outlets to Bodley. Bodley back up top to Taylor. They are changing the position. Taylor at the top of the box right now with Osborne on the attack. Osborne fakes left, goes right, has a shot, goes wide. Ware's behind to keep the possession for Wasatch again. Wasatch trying to pour it on right now on Northridge.
Yeah, I think you're going to go Ware a little bit here in the second half. He's a little bit more physical, a little bit bigger size against the bigger Northridge defenders. And we just haven't seen a defense like this in Region 9. Really, every defense that Wasatch has played have been smaller than these ones, not as athletic and not as skilled. And we'll see if the Wasatch attack can make the adjustment.
Taking a minute to get this one in because of the penalty, Tyler, so there's your signal. And Wasatch is going to have a power play, so it'll be 6-on-5 after the penalty on the Knights to start the second half.
Yeah, I think just a 30-second penalty.
So see how quickly Wasatch can attack. Northridge in tight in a 2-3 zone look right now. Osborne to the X to Bodley, back to Osborne. Osborne up top to Urker. Urker quickly to Taylor. Taylor and Urker trying to stretch that defense out. Now to Osborne. Osborne trying to find his man in the middle, but it's batted down. Good defense from Northridge. It was Bodley who was coming across the middle. Urker to Osborne. Osborne shot saved off the goalie, Tyler. And the rebound to Osborne. Flags come out everywhere. Another shot is no good. And 2 more flags come out.
Yeah, so we have 2 guys that are running towards the power play box. So Wasatch is going to have a good opportunity here. Tough break there. There was a pretty good shot from Osborne. Went off the side post. Not able to find the back of the net. But now Wasatch is 6-on-4 power play. You need to score here, Ty. This is a big possession. You have the advantage. Wasatch needs to get the goal in the back of the net.
More trotting on, going towards the middle. Now to the X to Bodley. Bodley to Osborne, to Bodley. Bodley, great look, and another great save. Ty, he was 5 feet away, and Dibble up high just put it right into his net. So Dibble's going to be able to kill the first power play, and now outlet, and Wasatch can't cash in originally on the opportunity.
That was good offense, Ty. Wasatch was rotating it from right to left, then reversed back to the left, and Bodley had a great look. Just a better save once again. Tough break. Wasatch not able to score on the 6-on-4.
Again, though, Ty, and I certainly am no expert as this is our first year doing this, but I feel like the high shots just make it too easy. You're 5 feet away, and the goalie has the stick up high in front of his face. And I think if you go low, he's not going to be able to flip that thing in time to get the stop. But the high shot just made it too easy there for the goalie to get the save. 2 minutes have gone off here in the third quarter. Wasatch has not been able to score yet, so our score is still 7-2. Even though they've had a power play advantage, the power play is killed, though, so now we're equal 6-on-6, and Northridge deep in the box and Skousen just like that strikes, Tyler. So not only does Wasatch not take advantage of the power play, but they actually give up a goal back on the other end as soon as the power play ends, and it was Moore that quickly broke down Wasatch. Skousen went to the middle and turned and put it to the back of the net, making the score 8-2.
And again, Ty, it's just out of position play. You're being aggressive because you're trying to get the ball back on the power play. Northridge gets back to full, and because you've got 2 guys on 1, that means there's 1 guy open who's coming off the sideline, and that was Skousen. They find him for an easy goal.
This one getting away from Wasatch. Held scoreless now for over 18 minutes.
Had a couple of shots on that last one. Another face-off one here from Northridge.
Knights into the box. Syket with the ball. He's got 5 out of the 8 goals for Northridge. So you want to keep your eye on him.
I don't know. Take a heat check from 40. I mean, that's the game he's having.
That's where he's at, Tyler. He just gets by Cherry. Cherry gets detwigged. Now the pass. Good save there from Good, Tyler. Shot on the goal. He's able to knock it down with his stick. And Sluga comes in and gets the rebound. Sluga spinning. Nice move, Tyler, to free himself up. He's now to the 40 and across midfield. Spinning again, and he's still got it. Sluga working hard with the cradle and the run back the other direction. Now he gives it up over to Taylor. Taylor's got the right side, trying to get by the defender. Caleb slips again, Ty, but he is able to keep the ball in his possession this time. Down 8-2. 8:45 left here in the third quarter.
Big save from Good on that last one. Another good run from Northridge. Good comes up with the big save. You got to do everything you can. And really, it's just on the offense at this point. You got to start putting some balls in the back of the net.
Wasatch is in the left alley right now. It's Osborne who has the possession. Cradled in. He's trotting back to the X, as is Urker. They weave by each other. Now Osborne on the corner. Another shot off the body of the goalie, Tyler. Rebound. Who's going to come up with it? Connor's trying to knock that free, Tyler. But it looks like Northridge is going to come away with it. Nice heady play there, Ty, from Smith, who batted it back into his teammates who were behind the goal. Leading 8-2. Knights have the possession. There's Emmett, though. He's going to get a steal, Tyler, on the short pass intended for Harris. Emmett's able to come pick it off. Now he flips it over to Taylor. Nice stick control from Caleb to bring that one in. That ball was over his head, but he reached back and was able to get that one locked up. And Caleb and the Wasps are going to try to come get some points here, Ty, ending what's nearly been a 20-minute dry spell without a goal as far as game time goes.
And again, Ty, not for lack of trying. Another 3 saves for the goalie of Northridge on shots on goal. 1 went off the post. Wasatch is doing their best to put the ball near the net. Right now, just Northridge's goalie is beating them.
Adam Bodley has the ball knocked free. Tyler got double teamed. Ball's on the ground. Who's going to win this ground ball? Taylor in there trying to huddle over the ball, and we've got a whistle, and no one was able to come up with it, so they blew it dead, and Northridge is going to get the possession. Ty, you're the math man. I believe it's been 23 minutes, actually, of game time, if I'm doing my math right, since Wasatch has scored. Last goal came with 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yep, working on 23 minutes. And on that last one, Ty, just a little bit of an adjustment. Northridge has just been playing man-to-man, have been pretty much playing straight up. That time when Bodley went to make this run, he got double-teamed, and I just took him by surprise.
Moore wants to get in on the scoring action. His shot sails wide of the goal. And just tried to go one-on-one.
And you're done, right? If you're Northridge, like if you take a shot and don't put it in the back of the net, don't shoot again, right? Just give the ball to Skousen and
to Ketz.
Ketz.
Pass out from the X position, can't be handled by the Knights. See who comes up with the ground ball. Skousen comes in to scoop it up. So the Knights will keep the possession, leading by 6.
The worry is, Ty, Wasatch is going to have to try to get aggressive, and now there's already got a penalty coming. And then that's what's going to happen is Wasatch has tried to play similar to what they played against Payson, just patient defensively. Now you're going to have to try to get aggressive, which is going to open up the passing lanes for Northridge. And Wasatch, who's played clean, one of the most penalized teams in the state, has their first power play coming.
Northridge emptying the bench a little bit here, but Ketz is in there, and he gets tripped up. Ty flags and come in on Cherry, who got the stick in between the legs and might have saved a goal, to be honest. Ty Ketz was coming free with some space to get those arms extended. We've seen him put 5 of those in at this point, so Jet maybe a Hail Mary to keep him from getting his shot off.
It's going to be 6-on-4 now, as Wasatch is going to have both, like you said, Emmett and Cherry, I think, are both going to go into the box.
No, Emmett's trying to come back on, Ty. Nope, now he's going to come off. Sluga is in for this defensive stand.
Yeah, and Wasatch has too many guys. They need to have, it needs to be 6-on-4.
Yeah, so Ben's going to have to come off, Ty. So Sluga's going to trot back off. He was not the one that the penalty was on, Ty, I believe.
It's Emmett and Cherry that have the penalties.
So they both take a knee over there by the scores table. Officials getting this one all sorted out.
Yeah, I think it's 1 minute apiece, so it's going to be 6-on-4. We got 6:04. 8-2 the score. Wasatch trailing by 6. Have their work cut out for them here in the second half. Quarterfinal action. Wasatch got beat out in the quarterfinals last year to another team from this region, the Bountiful Braves. Now find themselves down 2 to the Knights. Down 8-2 to the Knights.
Baldwin to Moore, and Moore sails that shot over Stone's-Head and over the crossbar.
Yeah, Moore, what are you doing? Like, you're 0 for 2.
He must have, I don't know, a bet or girlfriend is trying to impress or something, Ty. He's winding up trying to get a goal here. In his career. He was going for one there again. Ty didn't take the ball with him there on the rebound, though. Now Moore over to Skousen. Skousen can't handle it, and the bad pass goes out of bounds. That's a big advantage. Wasatch is going to be able to kill a lot of time on this power play if they can just possess it.
It's a good job from Brown, Ty, on that one as he forced some pressure, was able to get the errant pass.
Good. Oh, a little nifty pass, but it goes right to Northridge, Tyler. They steal it, and now he's in trouble. Campbell, what a save there from Good, Tyler. One-on-one, it looked like a hockey face-off, or excuse me, power, what do they call it? Shootout, Tyler.
Yeah.
And it was just Good and Campbell, and Good got the win, knocking it down with the stick. 10 seconds left here in the power play. Wasatch flips this one down, see if they can come away with it. Taylor trying to scoop it up, can't get it. Now Ware in there trying to get it. Still no one's possessed the ground ball. Caleb battling over, trying to keep it in. He can't, but that should end the power play, Tyler. We're at 5:02, so we're going to go back full strength, 6-on-6.
It's a good job by the defense, Ty. They end the power play, are able to keep the score at 8-2. See if they can get a takeaway here. Another good run, though, from the Knights.
Yeah, Knights and Smith. So Zach Smith, freshman, is just kind of your expert of getting it down the field, isn't he, Ty?
Think he has an NIL deal yet?
I don't know. I think he's, at minimum, should have plenty of colleges looking for him, Ty. Got another shot that finds its way to the back of the net. That almost looked like a casual shot, Tyler. Caleb Tate was able to find the way in. Just caught Wasatch a little bit of sleep, it looked like, Ty. Didn't come up and rally to get in the way, and he took a shot from about 15 yards out, and he's got another goal. 9-2. Northridge is on a 7-0 run over Wasatch over the last 2+ quarters.
Yeah, just there's been no answer. Wasatch has made efforts to try to get the ball in the back of the net, but the goalie of Northridge is just, I mean, he looks like Patrick Waugh back there for the Avalanche of Colorado, winning some Stanley Cups.
Digging way back into the history machine, Ty. Patrick Waugh, that's the 90s, right, that you're going back to?
Yeah, did you ever wonder how you got Waugh out of R-O-Y?
Right, yeah, Roy, right?
I always question my literacy teaching because of that.
Spencer's able to win this face-off tie. Wasatch down 9-2. The scoring drought has been significant. We're up to 25 minutes without a goal for the Wasps in game time.
Well, Wasatch put 9 goals up the last couple of games in the second half, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that Wasatch can make a run. And Northridge is kind of, again, switched their defense. They've gone double team on the point man for Wasatch. Wasatch sometimes been able to get by one of the double team, but not two. See, going with that double team once again.
Moore, back of the X, has a hard time handling the original pass. Now he's double teamed, and he's put down to the ground, Tyler. The ball goes free. Northridge gets the steal.
Nice little adjustment from the Northridge defense, Ty. You've played man-to-man the whole entire game, and now Wasatch opting to, instead of going man-to-man, Northridge has gone like a trap defense, and Wasatch hasn't been able to get a shot off the last 3 possessions they faced this.
Urker and the Wasps trying to fight here to get the possession back, knock the ball free, knock the man down, but Northridge is able to win the ground ball afterwards. So 3.5 left here in the third quarter. Wasatch trailing 9-2. Knights have the possession and the big lead, Ty. Winner of this will get a move on to the semifinals. Most likely will be facing off against the Olympus Titans.
Yeah, Olympus has Maple Mountain. If you go through the matchups, Wasatch and Northridge, of course, Olympus and Maple. The winners of those 2 games play each other. And then Brighton has Bountiful and Park City has Alta. So the winner of those 2 will play in the semis. Semis are at Westminster College on Tuesday.
At the top of the box right now is Cy Ketz. 5 goals on the day. Ketz takes another shot, and Good. No, that ball never made it.
Yeah, it's a good job from the defense.
Rebound, though, goes out to Ketz, so Northridge will keep the possession in their favor, leading by 7. Osborne is out trying to cause some fits at the top of the box for Quinney.
Yeah, they're keeping Osborne and Urker on the field, trying to see if maybe you can get some transition offense going, Ty, get a takeaway, get a ground ball, and then you got 2 of your best offensive guys with the ball in their net trying to go transition.
Well, they need something to pop that lid off that goal over there, don't they? Nearly 2 full quarters without a goal as we're down to 2.5 left here in the third.
Good job from Osborne,
Yeah,
Ty.
nice job, Ty. He detwigs Quimmy. Now Wasatch has the ball. Stone has it, but Ty, he's having a hard time finding space to get rid of it. He's forced all the way across field, and he dropped it. Tyler went to reach back and throw it, and it just fell out of his stick. Skousen gets the ball back. Leading point man for Northridge. Hands over to Harris. Harris takes a shot that actually he was closer to the goal when he shot it than where it ended up, Tyler. He's about 10 yards out, and that thing sailed about 15 yards to the right.
There's a really nice F1, an F350 out there that almost got. I think whoever parked there thought they were safe after that shot. I'm not sure.
Northridge leading big, 9-2. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Circling around from the X is Campbell. Campbell forced down by Emmett to get rid of it. Emmett forces a bad pass. Now there's a scramble for a ball. See who wins this ground ball. It's kicked free. Kicked over by Bodley. Bodley working hard to get it. Now Taylor. And we're going to have a push on the Wasps. Taylor and Bodley were in there, and they're going to call a whistle there on Wasatch, and Northridge keeps the possession.
Tough break. That's what you're hoping for, Ty, is an errant pass, and then the speed of Urker and Osborne can get that ball on a fast break. Not able to come up with it. It's going to be back the Knights' ball.
Wasatch noticeably trying to get more physical on the defensive side, and they need to, Ty. Down by 7. Northridge can take all the time in the world to get shots off here with the 7-point lead. Wasatch is going to have to force the issue a little bit. Moore now into the box, running down the right side. Plants as he gets to the goal line. Now goes back to the X to Skousen. Skousen to Harris. Harris from point blank misses the shot as Good actually had a great save. Tyler deflects that one back over the crossbar and out of bounds. Skousen and the Knights will keep the possession. Under a minute left to go now in the third quarter.
Yeah, good offense from the Knights, and then a better defender or goaltending play there from Good.
Skousen bounce pass out to Moore. Moore does a good job of handling it. That was a tough, short, hot pass. was able to scoop it up and bring it in. He'll go back to the X to Skousen. Skousen being harassed there by Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett's played good the second half, Ty.
Emmett had him hooked and forces the pass out, Tyler. Now back up top to Ketz. 35 seconds left here in the quarter. Ketz is working from left to right. Urker pushing him out. Ketz standing near the 40-yard line. Urker going with him. Urker going stride for stride. Now Ketz gets around. He's got a wind up. Happy Gilmore's into it, Tyler, and that thing sails high. When I say Happy Gilmore, he kind of shuffles a couple times into a low shot, but that elevated shot goes really high. 22 seconds left. Northridge will keep the possession.
Yeah, it looks like Wasatch is going to go into the fourth quarter down at least by 7. We'll see if they can defend the last 15 seconds here.
Bodley trying to force the turnover on Harris. Harris does get the corner. Takes a half-hearted shot to the goal, saved by Good. Good outlet to Osborne. Osborne flipping up to Lent, and Lent can't handle it, but that's going to be the end of the quarter anyway. Would have been a hard time to get a shot off. And the third quarter comes to a close. Wasatch again is held scoreless. It's been 2 straight quarters, and they're down big, 9-2, being outscored 2-0 in the third.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Gravity Coalition offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop.
Well, it's going to take a big comeback from Wasatch, down 9-2, heading into the final 12 minutes here at Northridge High School. You brought up a very interesting stat, though, Tyler. Northridge doesn't have a single face-off specialist that has won over 50%. And so, in theory, Tyler, there is still an avenue for Wasatch to get back in this, but you've got to get the ball in the net so you can keep having those face-offs where you've got the advantage. We're going to start the fourth quarter with a face-off here, and you need to get this one. There's your whistle. Bodley has initial control, Tyler, and he's got it. So Wasatch has the first thing that they need here in the fourth. Spencer winning the face-off. He trots down here into the box, and Wasatch is going to get ready to go. 12 minutes. Need to get a little more than a minute per goal is what you have, and your defense has to be stellar to give yourself a chance to come back in this one. Lent with the ball on the left side. Now over to Osborne. Wasatch waiting for Sluga to run off, and Bodley's going to run on. So Adam ready to come onto the field now.
I wonder if Wasatch can attack a little bit from the X position, Ty. They've tried to go from the top of the box for most of the game today. They did have the one goal when Bodley attacked from the X. We'll see if they go to that a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
Adam going to the X to Moore. Moore has 2 guys cut him off, Tyler. Northridge just really good help defense, it looks like right now, from the backside. Now Moore trying to get the corner, bluffs to Lent. Lent's open, and another great save. Oh, man, Tyler, what a good job in the goal by Dibble. Lent was wide open, and the goalie was able to just knock it down. The rebound ricochet comes out to Northridge again.
Yeah, just tough break, Ty. I like the look. I like him attacking from the X. I like when Moore's able to get that ball to Lent. And that's 3 or 4 times now. Lent's had that ball right in front of the crease and just hasn't been able to find the back of the net.
Timeout taken by Northridge, Tyler. We'll go ahead and take it as well. Wasatch is down 9-2, 10:48 left in this one.
5, 4, 3, 2. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine's your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. Well, Ty, Wasatch started off well. That's a good face-off win from Bodley. You get the look that you want. Just cannot seem to get it by. Remember the old N64 game, Wayne Gretzky hockey, and it was 3-on-3, and the goalie would turn into a brick wall when you shot? That's what it seems like is happening here with the Knights.
Yeah, Dibble's had a great game, Tyler. And this kid's been impressive, too. Tyler, Zach Smith just running through Wasatch players. He's got great stick control as well. Able to just cradle that thing through contact and easily get it down into the box.
Yeah, he's impressive, Ty. Just an impressive athlete in general.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ty, I'm watching him out there, and to me, he just screams safety on the football field. The way he runs and how physical he is, and a next-level type safety at that. Wonder if he plays football here for the Knights. Skousen at the X with the ball right now for Northridge, trying to work on Sluga, gets by him, but now he's going to reverse and go back to the top of the box. Campbell with it. Campbell fires a long shot. Good save there from Good. Watch that all the way in, and he's able to cradle it, Tyler, into the net. Good flipping it out to Hall. Hall having a hard time handling it as Campbell comes over and makes some contact. Campbell now grabs the stick of Hall And Wasatch is going to get that one on the illegal play there from Campbell.
Good save there from Gutai. Wasatch doing the things to start off the quarter that you need. You need a couple of stops. Jackson able to cross midfield and gets it over to Urker. So Wasatch again with an offensive possession, still trailing by 7. I mean, it's just too bad you didn't get that last goal, Ty. You're down 6. You just get another stop. You got a chance to cut it to 5. It's still down by 7 with 9.5 to go.
Yeah, and they've really had some opportunities in this game, haven't they? It's just been hard to find the back of the net. I'd like to see him get a low shot off here, Tyler. There's a shot from Osborne. It goes off the post again, Tyler. That's the day it's been. Connor has had 2 off the post. I like that, though. He went low, Tyler. That one had a chance. Rebound out to Bodley. Bodley moving to the right. His low shot is saved into the back of the net. And a flag comes in, Tyler, afterwards. I'm not sure who this is going to be on. It's a late flag.
Yeah, Bodley shot it, and he got hit as he was shooting, and that usually brings out the yellow flag. So I think this is going to be back to Wasatch ball. The other thing we haven't talked a lot about, Ty, is all of Wasatch's shots in this game have been from the right hand. Have you noticed that Northridge's defenders have pushed Wasatch into the right alley? And if that's, again, we're new, but it just seems like the goalie for Northridge is on fire right now, but it's the same similar shots over and over again. Maybe Wasatch tries a spin move, try to go back to the left-hand side. Moore scored with the left-handed shot, if you remember. So maybe that's something to look at, is can Wasatch just switch fields a little bit?
Your strongest left-handed shooter will probably be Caleb Taylor as well, Tyler. So that's probably a guy you'd want to look at.
And more.
If you want to reverse the sides of the field.
Wasatch does have the power play. 0 for 1 on power plays today.
Osborne up top to Urker. Urker over to Taylor. Taylor on the right alley, back to Urker. Shifting on the left to Osborne. Osborne's got a decent look. Passes up to Urker. Urker shot. Sails wide to the left of the goal. Bodley was behind, so Wasatch will keep the possession. 8:46 left in the game. Wasatch down by 7.
That's just one of the differences probably tied to the games today. That shot there by Urker is just off the mark, where Northridge has put all of their shots on goal and have put a lot of pressure on Good.
Turnover from Wasatch is picked up, and Wasatch cannot get it free. It takes 5 players. They knocked the ball free, but a flag came in, and I think you had an illegal hit on Bodley and Wasatch. So you're going to have, they're going to say a hold, Tyler, that goes against Bodley.
That's usually not a penalty, though, Ty. Did they throw the flag?
Yeah, they threw a flag in there. So Adam's going to have to go to the...
I don't see anything different than what happened to Cam Hall moments ago when the kid literally grabbed his stick as well.
So Wasatch can't capitalize again on the power play. Northridge gets the ball back, leading 9-2 over the Wasps.
So both teams now 5-on-5 on both sides of the field. Northridge's power play will be killed sooner than Wasatch's.
Well, it's been a great season for Wasatch lacrosse. If you haven't had a chance to listen much, they come in 13-4 into this game. Number 5 in the state in the RPI. They're taking on, though, a 16-3 Northridge team who's at number 4. It's been a pretty good matchup, a very competitive team in Northridge. Wasatch has had their opportunities, but the difference is the goalie of Northridge has been like a brick wall, Tyler, that you just said. Very, very good back there. Cy Ketz has also been a big difference. He's got the ball in his hand right now. He's got 5 goals. Ketz at the top of the box gets checked from behind by Emmett, Ty, and no flag came out. A little surprise didn't come.
It was just a 30-second penalty, so Wasatch is actually back to full strength.
Ketz takes a shot. It's a save there from Good into the net. So Good's got it. Outlets to Hall. Hall gets by Ketz. Now a hit from behind. No flag come out either. Hall across midfield. Wasatch with numbers, Tyler. 5-on-3 right now. Northridge trying to bring some guys on. Where? To Lent. Lent can't handle the low pass, and the ricocheted is picked up by Northridge.
Yeah, and it was going through 2 sticks. I think Northridge got a piece of it, so it wasn't clean, and Northridge able to come back with it the other way.
It was Meekum that got the steal. He leads it up to Tate. Tate circling from the right to the left in the X, trying to get the corner on Emmett. Emmett doing a good job of escorting him out, but Tate still circles and takes a shot, misses the goal, but it sails behind by the goalpost behind the goal, and that's where Skousen is sitting, so he'll keep it for the Knights. 9-2 is the score. 7 minutes remain in this quarterfinal matchup. Wasatch needs a little bit of a miracle to get back in this one at this point. 7-goal deficit right now. There's another shot and another good save by Gudu. The ball nearly trickled in on the ricochet. Cam had good presence and was able to stop it just before it went across the line. He outlets to Osborne. Now Osborne is on the move. He's across midfield. Wasatch needs the push. Osborne into the box in the left alley. Back up top to Urker. Urker waiting. Over to Kiefer, who's just come on. Kiefer on the right wing to Taylor. Taylor looking to go back up top to Kiefer. Kiefer's got it. Now Osborne. Osborne standing at about the 25-yard line.
Down to 6:20 left to go in the ball game. Wasatch needs 7 to tie this thing up.
Osborne faked right. Now he passes to the middle. Shot from Urker sails right of the post.
But I like this different look, Ty. They put Urker it's close to the goal. Osborne draws some eyes, makes a pretty good pass to Urker. Urker has a turnaround. Tough shot. It's still a tough shot, but it's a little bit different look than what we're used to.
Moore fakes left. Now goes over to the left side. Shot over the crossbar. Osborne makes a run. Under 6 minutes to go now, Ty. 5:59 on the clock.
We've usually seen Moore able to score on 1 or 2 of those a game. The difference is the defenseman that's on him today, he's got about 3 inches on him out on the field, and so Moore just doesn't have the same ability to get as much behind his shots when he's trying to wrap around from that X position.
Osborne trots this one back into play. Now to Urker. Urker fakes left, goes right, takes another hard shot. That sails wide to the left, Tyler.
But again, to the right? They forced them to the right over and over again today. No shots from the left-hand side.
Urker's had some good velocity on his shots, Ty, but they've all been off target, either missing to the right or left all day long. Osborne trying to work his way down on the deep left alley. He's being forced out. Now he gets by his defender into the middle. Low shot is good. Connor finally finds the back of the net, Tyler. He's probably been the most impressive player to the eyes for Wasatch today. He's just worked really hard all day long. He's able to knife his way through the defense there and have just the slightest daylight, and he goes low and gets that low ball through on the right side in the corner, making the score 9-3 with 5:24 left.
31st goal of the year for Osborne. Now has 44 points as well. One of the top in the state in both of those categories.
Well, now you just need to win the face-off game, don't you, Tyler? You got to keep winning and keep pushing it. Back to midfield we go. A lot of pressure on Spencer here. There's your whistle. And Bodley's got it. Wasatch gets the goal, gets the face-off. Jorgensen is in on this one, Tyler. Checked in offensively for the Wasps. Spencer's waiting, looking for someone to give it to. Going to give it over to his twin brother, Adam. Adam is ready to attack. Down to Taylor. 5 minutes left now in this game. Wasatch needs 6 goals to even tie this one up. Caleb over to Urker. Urker fakes right, goes left, and he takes a shot and finds the back of the goal. So here comes the Wasps. A couple goal in the last 2 possessions and 1 minute. And Wasatch is trying to make a late run, make it 9-4. Wasatch breathing a little bit of life into this one.
Yeah, I like it. Ty Urker made a little fake to the right, then came back right down the pipe, switched from a right-hand shot to a left-handed shot, and was able to beat the goalie. A little bit of momentum. 5 minutes left. Wasatch down by 5. See if they can make a little run here.
See if Spencer can get another one, Ty. It's just back to this face-off. You got to win it here. Just not a lot of time left for air here. There's your whistle. And looks like Wasatch is going to have another one, Tyler. Spencer wins another face-off. So down 9-4. Wasatch continues to try to push it here. Spencer looking to get it into the box. He does. And now he's going to back it out. And this is like an instant replay over to his twin brother, Adam. Adam coming down the right side. Back up top to Jorgensen. Jorgensen found Urker last time. This time it's Osborne who's sprinting on, coming from the same angle as Urker. He fakes right, goes left. Connor into the middle. Adam spinning shot. Just missed. Out of bounds. Behind it, the X is Moore hanging out there. 4:27 still on the clock.
Ooh, I'm not so sure didn't want Osborne to take that shot, Ty. It was a similar angle to what we just saw from Urker. Could have had to finish with the left hand. 4:24 left. Wasatch maintains possession.
Trying to make a bit of a run here. Moore fakes left, goes right. He's got the corner, and he's got another one. Wasatch is coming at him. 3 goals in the last minute and a half. Make it 9-5. And they're all giving different looks, Ty. It's what you talked about. Moore predictably has gone to the left every single time.
That time X position.
From the X. That time he faked left and went right. Urker has faked left and gone right every time. Instead, he went right and then shifted back to the left. Osborne sliced through and went with the low shot rather than the high shot. Wasatch has found something, Tyler. Is there enough time to get back in this? Trailing now 9-5, 4:15 left. Another face-off is won by Bodley, but it's batted down to the ground. Can he scoop it up, Tyler? No, the ball's still on the turf. Who's going to win the ground ball? It's still in the air. Spencer still battling for it. No one has won it yet, Ty. It's still on the ground, and we're going to have a whistle, and a flag comes in late, Ty. Bodies were getting pushed all over, and we got a couple flags here. The teams are going to have to be separated from each other as well.
Yeah, I'm interested who the flag's going to be on, Ty. And just out of curiosity, I mean, we've seen a lot of physicality. We saw Bodley right there get hit in the back. We might have a timeout as well. The officials are going to discuss this. This is a big call at this point in the game. If Wasatch can get the power play, only trailing by 4, they've got 3-0. It got chippy. And that's the first time we've really, I mean, I think that's as close as you can get to benches clear. Both coaches were running out onto the field. It was pretty nerve-wracking there for both teams.
Well, you can sense that Wasatch has momentum. Northridge is starting to get a little bit tense, Tyler, as happens when teams start to push a little bit like that. Wasatch sensing their season on the line coming to a close, and you get some heat that comes out and some passion between the teams. And probably a good move here to get a little stoppage in the game and calm everyone down. Wasatch has Northridge, I think, a little jittery, Tyler. Northridge knew how big that was to get that face-off. And so we'll see what comes out of this here, Ty. Long discussion there near midfield from the 3 officials that are here doing this game. Let's reset it here. Why don't you get our listeners caught up to where we're at in this quarterfinal matchup right now, Ty?
Yeah, Wasatch fell behind 9-2. It was 9-2 going into the fourth quarter. It was 9-2 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And in literally the last 90-ish seconds, Wasatch has been able to put 3 straight goals on the board. Osborne, Urker, and Moore. That was Moore's second. And just like that, Wasatch is now down 9-5. So after being scoreless through the second and third quarter and half of the first and half of the fourth, Wasatch beginning to pour it on and now find themselves only down by 4. It's 9-5. And I'm looking, Wasatch with Wasatch with full strength.
They've got full strength out here, Ty.
See if they wave the flags off, maybe just a little bit of chippiness.
I'm wondering who they're going to give the ball to.
They're going to call an unsportsmanlike penalty, and it's going to be an unreleasable penalty, Ty, and this is going to be on the freshman. So the freshman gets a little hot-headed. 2-minute unreleasable penalty here for the Wasps.
That's a big call here, Tyler. Down 9-5. You're going to have numbers on your side for the next 2 minutes, and you've got momentum. And, Ty, what that does, even if you don't get a face-off after a goal, you've got the numbers to double-team and try to force some pressure on the opposing team and create some turnovers. So, Ty, this would be a monstrous comeback if Wasatch could find a way. But there is life in this game right now. A 3-0 run in the last 90 seconds, like you said, and now you've got numbers on your side. See what the Wasps can do.
It'll be Urker here on the left. He's going to be joined by Osborne, Bodley, Taylor, Moore, and Lent. It's a power play, 2-minute power play, and it's going to be unreleasable. So if Wasatch scores, they'll remain in the power play. 4:13 left to go.
Ethan attacking from the left alley right now. He's got his man in Osborne. Osborne working his way deep, back up to Urker, to Osborne. Osborne's got a clean shot, Tyler, but it goes wide to the left. He kind of looked like he was going to go to Bodley in the back, and then Northridge vacated, and that was Weldon, and it left a wide open shot from Connor. It sails, though, wide to the left. Bodley that was Moore. Moore's shot sails wide.
About 20 seconds into the power play, so 1:40 left in the power play now for Wasatch.
Behind at the X is Adam. Tyler Bodley, that is. Bodley to Osborne. Osborne back to Urker. Urker at the top. Hard shot from Urker, and save ricochets out near midfield, Tyler. See who comes up with this. Stone making a run. It's going to be Cherry. Cherry comes across. Urker is crossed over to avoid the penalty. Jet making a run. Needs to find his man. He's got Caleb. Caleb takes a shot, and that save right on the net. On the stick of Northridge. The outlet is tipped down, Tyler, and Osborne's going to be able to come take this one back away. So Wasatch about a minute off from the penalty, but they do have the possession still, down by 4. Connor to Lent. Lent looking back to the top of the box to Urker. Wasatch has tried to put a lot of pressure on, and they have. To Bodley. Bodley's got a goal! Bodley coming through the traffic, and he's got it. The turnaround is good, and Wasatch is on a 4-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes. They're not ready to see their season come to an end yet. 9-6 is your score. 3:10 left. Still in the power play. Got about a minute left on the power play here. So Wasatch should still have the numbers. 3 goals down, but they're closing the gap.
Nice job there from Urker. Put this pass right on the money. He had just taken a shot from that same spot. That time it looked like he was eyeing up the shot. He was just waiting for Bodley to sneak around from that X position. Finds him. Bodley puts it in the back of the net. Big face-off here for Wasatch.
Spencer standing at midfield. There's your whistle. See who's going to come up with this. A scramble for it, and it's won by Northridge. Jorgensen with the big hit and knocks the ball free.
No.
A flag came out, Tyler. or did Northridge get a timeout?
Oh, did they
Northridge
call
called the timeout,
Oh.
Tyler, and that's too bad. It was a great play from Jorgensen, who came over and put a hit on, and that knocked the ball free.
That's a great timeout from the coach from Northridge.
Well, he was going, so obviously you want to talk over how are we going to kill this power play, and it was just in the nick of time, Tyler, because Wasatch was about to get that ball on the takeaway. 3:02 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Wasatch is on a 4-0 run, but they're still down by 3. 9-6 is the score. We'll be back in just a moment.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injuries. Have proudly been in business for the last 40 years.
Ty, Wasatch went 36 minutes of this game without a goal between the first quarter, with about 6 minutes left, until 5:57 left here in the fourth. They scored their first goal since the first quarter with 5:57, and from that time they've been on a 4-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes, and they find themselves down 9-6. They've got 45 seconds left of a power play here.
They're going to go to the freshman, Ty. He's been good all game long at killing these types of things. Wasatch trying to double team him, but, man, his size is so good. In fact, sophomore on sophomore with Emmett.
Yeah, Ty, Emmett just bodying him. But this kid, what they do is he's just so good with his strength, Tyler, that they say put it in your right hand and just keep it away. Wasatch is trying to hit him, swinging the stick at him and do whatever they can, but they can't get it out of this kid's hand. They need to come over and double team and push this thing out of his hands, Tyler. He's been able to kill about 30 seconds just by doing this, and he's going to kill the power play, Tyler. In fact, if I'm Northridge, this is how you end the game. Just keep it in that kid's hand and let him run around if Wasatch can't knock it free.
He gives it up, Ty, so Wasatch with a chance now to try to get the ball away, but good speed here from the Northridge attacker.
Yeah, it's Campbell, Tyler, and they're just playing keep away from the Wasps right now. Harford on the run. Campbell's just circling. He's got a good look at the goal, Tyler. Doesn't take a shot. Instead, Sluga knocks it down. A flag comes out. We're going to have a hit and a penalty on Cherry, so Wasatch will now be down a man when this one stops, Tyler. Under 2 minutes to go. 9-6 is the score. And Northridge doesn't even need to take a shot because they're going to get the ball back whenever this play stops here, Ty.
Yeah, so right now the play of the game, Ty, was that face-off. Wasatch had cut the lead to 3 with about 3:30 left. They still had the power play. Wasatch not able to win the face-off, and then Northridge calls a timeout, which allows them to get it into that freshman's hands. And now they've been able to take a full 2 minutes off the clock.
So heady here from Northridge, too, Tyler. They're just running around, and they know the flag's on the field. So as soon as they take a shot, Ty, they're going to get this possession back. So Wasatch, even if they come away with something, isn't going to get it. Another flag comes in, and Sluga tries to force something to happen.
Yeah, you got to. You got to at this point. You don't have a choice. You got to try to stop something. Unfortunately, you don't get the face. So in hockey, on a penalty, you have a face-off, right? So you get an opportunity even though you have the penalty to try to get that ball back. Lacrosse, you don't. So it's still going to be maintained in Northridge's possession, and it's going to be 2 guys down, so 6-on-4. Sluga's hurt, Ty, as he's coming off as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Wasatch team sure is giving it a good run late here in this one. But right now it's looking like they may come up just a little bit short, Tyler. 1:16 left in the game, and they're going to be down for really the remainder of the game. They'll be down a player. It's a really tall order to come back from 3 down when you're down a man in about 1 minute and 15 seconds. But that's what Wasatch is looking at. Officials taking a minute to get this one sorted out, Tyler. Trying to see who's actually in the box over here. I thought it was Cherry that the penalty was on.
I thought so too, but they actually ended up putting Emmett. So Cam Hall's over in the box, and so is Jack Emmett. So they're putting those 2 out there.
So out on defense right now, Stone, Dickerson, Cherry. I think Harford's in there as well, Tyler. So Wasatch has 2 go to the box, and they're playing 4 on 6, and Northridge content just to hold it. Wasatch playing their 4-man defense where you usually just wait, Tyler, but you don't have the luxury to wait. There's a shot on the goal. Good save there from Wasatch. The rebound. See who's going to come away with it, Tyler.
You got to come away with that ground ball, Ty. Northridge takes a shot. I'm not sure why they take a shot.
Dickerson took a swing trying to knock that free, and he's going to go to the penalty box.
Yeah, got a good shot to the face there.
Yeah, that stick goes across the helmet, Ty. Not intentionally. He's trying to knock that ball free out of the stick.
But why even taking a shot, Ty? I mean, you're content just to hold on to it.
Campbell with the ball. He's the one that just took the shot. Only 30 seconds left in this one. Boyer in here trying to cause some fits to knock that ball free. Campbell reverses. He's going to give it over to his teammate of Peterson. Peterson to Moore. Moore to Ketz. 15 seconds left, and the Wasatch promising lacrosse season is going to come to a close. Down 9-6, and Northridge is going to work this clock down to 0. And Wasatch is going to fall here in the quarterfinals. 5 seconds left, and there is your whistle, and that's your final. Wasatch loses 9-6 to Northridge. They gave a great run here late in the fourth quarter. A lot of heart from this team, but they come up just short, 9-6 to Northridge, and their 2023 season comes to a close. We'll have your Ace Hardware postgame show after this.
The Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Well, it's the final here at Northridge High School. Wasatch falls 9-6 to the Northridge Knights, and they see their season come to a close, Tyler. A great year it was. They lost here in the quarterfinals to a good team in Northridge, and they fought hard to the bitter end. But unfortunately, this closes out the year for the boys lacrosse team, Tyler. And what a fun season it was for you and I. Selfishly, just talk for a minute. It was a real joy for us. We were nervous to move on and do this broadcast this year with lacrosse because neither you or I played lacrosse. It was new to us. And the lacrosse community has been so amazing and so welcoming, helping us understand. And it's been such a fun experience for us to learn this new sport ourselves. And we hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. It really is an electric sport, a lot of fun to watch here. And it's been a joy. If you haven't checked it out, we'd highly encourage you to do so. And we appreciate Wasatch Lacrosse for allowing us to be a part of it, Tyler. So at the end of this one, we're going to do our Ace Hardware postgame show. We'll get you caught up on how this game evolved. But then we wanted to hand out some season awards as well for some of the more notable players that stand out to us over the course of this season, and we'll reflect on some of the positive things that we saw. But before we get to that point, Tyler, why don't you get our listeners caught up that didn't have a chance to hear the whole game? How did this one evolve into the 9-6 loss for Wasatch that we got to at this point?
Yeah, it was back and forth in the first tie. One goal there, one goal here for Wasatch and Northridge. It was 2-2, and then Northridge went on a run, and really just Wasatch stopped scoring. In fact, from 6 minutes in the first quarter to 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Wasatch not able to find the back of the net. Meanwhile, Northridge is able to go on a 7-0 run, taking a 9-2 lead going into the fourth quarter. But Wasatch made it fun, Ty. They scored 4 straight goals in a matter of about 2.5 minutes, and those goals were from Osborne, Urker, Moore, and Bodley to make the score 9-6. About 3.5 minutes left. Wasatch was on the power play. It came down, and Wasatch couldn't get that face-off. If they get the face-off there, I'm pretty sure they score again, make that score 9-7. Instead, Northridge got the face-off and never gave it up for the last 3.5 minutes. Northridge is able to ice out the clock, and that's where we finalize this game at 9-6.
Ty, it was such an impressive showing from the goalie of Northridge. It wasn't for lack of opportunities. Wasatch went nearly 36 straight minutes without a goal in this game, but it wasn't for lack of opportunities, and that's where you have to tip your cap. The goalie of Northridge, Dibble, only saved about 60% of his goals on the year. Well, he was far better than that today, Tyler, and he played probably the best game of his career, and he saved it for this one against Wasatch. So you tip your cap to him there, and unfortunately Wasatch came up short. It's hard to imagine winning a deep postseason game where you go 36 straight minutes without a goal, but Wasatch still, even with that drought, made a really good run, tightened this one up at the end, and made it competitive, but ultimately they're going to fall, and this will be a senior class that is missed greatly, Tyler. 16 seniors graduating from this class. Several of them are going to have a chance to move on and play some lacrosse at the collegiate level, but they will be missed here after the course of this season. Ty, why don't we go ahead and highlight some of the standout players from this year's Wasatch lacrosse team as the year comes to a close. And Ty, let's take a minute to maybe name a few attackers that really stood out to you this season that were just some of the high-flying, most impressive players that Wasatch had on the offensive attack.
So Ty, before we start, just want to give a shout-out to Cole Lent and Ethan Urker. Urker was injured for most of the season, but Cole Lent was fantastic. Ends the season with 53 goals, 11 assists, and 64 points. Only a junior, and I want to highlight some of the seniors, this being our last broadcast of the year, but Cole Lent was by far one of the best players on this team, and he would be up there for Attacker of the Year. But let's highlight some of the seniors, Ty. And we start with
also a junior.
Also a junior as well. That's why I bring up those two. Owen Moore, Ty, ends up with 41 goals, 24 assists, and 65 points on the year. Was simply fantastic. Connor Osborne, 31 goals, 13 assists for 44 points. Moving down, Caleb Taylor ends up with 30-plus points as well. And so those are some of your highlight. Oh, and Adam Bodley. You can't leave out Adam Bodley, who ends up with 35 points as well on the season. So those are your attackers on the senior side of things. things. And this is going to be a class that's going to be missed, especially on the offensive side.
Ty, they established the legacy of Wasatch lacrosse.
Yeah,
They got
that's a
it
good
going
point.
when it got sanctioned, and this group has been around for quite a while, and they'll be missed greatly here. How about the defensive side? Who are some of the defensive standouts?
Yeah, and they were just as good, Ty. You got Jackson Stone, Josh Dickerson, and Jet Cherry, who are your defensemen this year, all seniors that are all going to be graduating. And then at your middies, Ben Sluga, Cam Hall. Those guys were just fantastic this year. You throw in Easton Boyer had a good season at those middies as well. So it is a deep, deep senior class, and it'll be tough to replace this senior class of Wasatch's dropping.
And Ty, you got to shout out Spencer Bodley, right? I mean, that's part of the
Face-off
defense is winning the face-offs. Is good defense, and Spencer was over 60% on the year with his face-offs, and so a lot of names that will be missed here on this Wasatch lacrosse team. But Ty, they've got a lot of good guys coming back as well. You've already noted out with Lent and Urker coming back. Any other guys that stand out, like Cam Good is a freshman?
Cam
in
Good,
the
only
goal,
a freshman.
Jack
Emmett,
Jorgensen. I mean,
Harford, only a freshman, right? Will be coming back, and so you got a lot of guys that are going to be coming back next year. Porter Ware came on strong there at the end of the season, so Wasatch is deep, and they're going to have some fun next year as well.
Senior class will be missed. We will miss this as well. Tyler stepping away for the final time this year. And this wraps up Wasatch High School Sports Force here at 94.5 The Peak until fall when football season comes around, Tyler. Wasatch football will be in a new region next year. And so look forward to that, Tyler. It is a competitive football region as we turn the page over to get you guys to look forward to that. Tyler, who are some of the new teams that we're going to be looking at in football?
Orem, Timview, Springville. Enough said.
The Beast.
Enough said. I mean, those are the three top dogs in 5A over the last, half decade.
Yeah, it's going to be high flying competitive football for Wasatch. But that's when we'll be back on the air next, Tyler, is all the way in August when the 2023-2024 football season gets underway.
Yeah, give a shout out real quick, Ty, to Coach Henry once again. He's reloaded. He's back into the semifinals. I believe those games begin on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So follow boys soccer as well. We've got a chance of possibly getting another state championship, and that'd be their second state title in 5 years.
Thank you for joining us and making us a part of your Saturday afternoon. We're going to step aside for a final time. This has been Wasatch High School boys lacrosse. They fall to Northridge 9-6. This has been Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.